If you're looking for $2,500, $3,000 cash stuffing video, this ain't it. I don't have 10 binders with 100 sinking funds because baby girl, I ain't got it. But I did get paid $1,400 today and I'm gonna make it work. So if your budget is tight like mine's, stick around because we are now budget sisters. Today is Friday, July 24th, and I got paid today. I am behind with this budget because ideally you want to budget before you actually get paid because you want to tell your money where to go before the money actually hits your bank account. This is my bill calendar. I do budget by paycheck, so I use the highlight method. It's basically just highlighting what bills are going to be paid with what paycheck. If this is your first time here, I use a digital budget planner using the Notebook annotation app on my iPad. I did create this digital budget planner because I wanted to build a better connection with my finances. Link is in the description if you're interested. This is the paycheck budget page, and this is the fourth paycheck for the month of July. But really quick, I just want to go back and transfer over my word of the year, which is sacrifice. I'm trying to do my best to sacrifice instant gratification in order for me to reach my long-term financial goals. This week, I got paid from both of my part-time jobs. From the 1099, I did get paid $480, and from the W-2 job, I got paid $920, which equals to $1,400. With this paycheck, I do have to go ahead and pay my car note as well as my cell phone bill. So I just want to go back over to my calendar real quick because there's something else that I know I'm missing, and I did pay the car insurance that I paid last week, so I need to highlight that with a different color because I got paid with the last paycheck. Okay, so this is what it was. I was expecting to budget in the utility bill for this paycheck, but my husband did go ahead and pay that, so I no longer have to pay it this week. So what I'll do is I'll just take that money and put it towards household this week. I'm going to do my best to try to make this $130 stretch for groceries as well as $40 for gas. A little background, I am a pay yourself girly. Both my emergency fund, which I coined my solution fund, as well as my Roth IRA are directly deposited from my paycheck. So for my solution fund, it goes directly into a high yield savings account. And then for my Roth IRA, it goes to Fidelity. So I've learned over the last few years that the best way to create and build consistency is through automation. And because I still carry debt, you know I gotta pay Peter and Paul. And because I didn't have to pay the light bill this week, I'm going to go ahead and take that money and put it into the household category so I can go ahead and get some cleaning supplies that I need for the house. I am starting a month ahead binder, so if you're interested in seeing my plans for that binder, then go ahead and subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop that video. I already put away most of August's rent with the last two paychecks, so all I need is $100 from this one. And because my emergency fund and my Roth are automated, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight these to indicate that the money is already out there doing its job. I like to look at it as before I even get paid, I already hit my savings and investment goals for the week. I like to remove or decrease any potential resistance as much as possible, so automating this part of my finances just works for me. So now it's time to get the mathing and see if this $1,400 is going to work for me this week, or am I going to have to go back and tweak some of these numbers. I am deducting my savings and investing category first to reinforce my principle of paying myself first. Once I'm done deducting my savings and investing category, then I circle back and I do my fixed expenses. I included the remaining line on my paycheck budget page because I find that it makes it easy to see how much you still have in your budget as you're adding up each bucket and deducting it from your income. For example, after adding up my debt category, totals to $400, I see that I still have $597 left over, so I can make this $400 work in my budget. So far, I'm doing pretty good. I still have $197 left in my budget, and I don't have too many variable expenses this week. So this week's budget is gonna pull through as long as I do my best to stay within the budget and not go over in any of these darn categories. Okay, for a little bit of context, because I don't think I've ever really explained this in any of my previous videos, I am married, but I budget with my income only. My husband and I do not combine our income because, honestly, it just works for us. So if it's not broke, I'm not going to try to fix it. He does his thing with his money and I do mine's. But collectively, we come together and make sure the bills get paid. I am a zero-based budgeter and I work part-time as both a 1099 school nurse as well as a W-2 third shift nurse supervisor in an assisted living facility. So really quick, I just want to go back and check to see how far I'm coming along with my money goals for the month, as well as if there's any money tasks that I can schedule for the upcoming week. To maintain continuity, I'm going to go ahead ahead and add the student loan payment to next week's paycheck budget so I make sure that I don't forget. So all in all, I'm feeling very confident about this week's budget. The only bill that remains for the month of July is my student loan payment, which technically isn't really due because I'm in deferment, but I am continuing to make payments, and I'm going to make that payment next week with next week's paycheck. So really quick, in regards to my student loan, I did receive an email from my lender stating that if I set up automatic payment to my loan, that they will reduce the interest by 1%. I'm not sure how that works because I do have multiple different loan accounts. So I'm not sure if you have to set up automatic payments to just one loan account and it will reduce the interest for that account. So I'm going to contact them to learn more because these student loans have been lingering around for 16 years and they're beginning to get on my nerves and just weigh heavy on my conscience. So I want to start to get aggressive with reducing that debt. So that is it for this week's paycheck budget. If you're still here hanging with me, budget sister, you are a real one. If you don't mind sharing, drop a comment below. What does a tight budget look like for you? Income versus expenses. As you see, I just made it work this week with $1,400 in income and $1,382 in expenses. Luckily, I had set aside most of August's rent with the last 2 paychecks because if I didn't, this would have gotten real messy. So yes, please share. I enjoy reading all the comments. And that's it for today's budget with me. If you enjoyed hanging out with me today and this type of content resonates with you, and you're not yet subscribed, then consider subscribing. It would be a pleasure to have you. For all my returning subscribers, thank you so much, and I appreciate each and every one of you and the time you spend with me watching my videos. It truly means a lot. So I will see you in the next video, but until then, please remember to always be kind to yourself and others. In this little luxe corner of the internet, we plan better and spend smarter. Bye!